Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Rod Shop. Today we're going to continue with Derek's first rod build, where we're going to build the handle assembly and get it ready to start wrapping. So here we go.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, now first thing we need to do is you need to spline the rod, and you do know how to do that because you have played with it a little bit. Let me get some of this other stuff out of the way here so I can get out of the way. First thing you're going to do is take a little bit of 1/2-inch tape and about right here, way out in front of everything that you're going to put on today. We'll just go around it. There you go. We're going to need a pen. There's a few up there. That want to work. So when we left off, we picked everything. So this is the Elite Series 873.5. So it's 7'3", 5 power, which is your medium heavy. It's fast. We picked out P-seat, carbon fiber grips, butt cap, and the first step is to figure out where the spline of that, or spine, or strong side, or whatever you want to call it, of that rod is. So, do you remember how to do that?
Yeah. So, if I remember correctly,
down in the carpet.
Yeah.
Put a pretty good bend on it. And just roll it around. You can put more bend on it than that. There you go. Don't be scared of it, and just it will roll. Oh, it moved.
A little bit. I think that's it.
Yeah. So let's mark that, and then we'll check it. Well, we're gonna need a pen that works.
That always helps.
That does help. Alright, so let's check it again. And what I would do is get back here a little further on it, and your hand about right there.
Okay.
And get all of the action. There you go. And move it around a little bit. That was about exactly the same spot. So let's mark it with a Sharpie here. Okay, try it again. And it goes right back to it. Perfect. So now we have found the spine, which that's the way it's going to want to bend naturally. So we're going to want that to be the bottom. So when we go to put the reel seat on, we're going to put the trigger on this, because that's going to be the bottom of the rod.
Right.
So anytime you load it, it's already where it wants to be. Okay?
So when you get that big fish on there, you're not fighting the opposite way and breaking the tip. Or
Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is you typically like my rods and I build my triggers at 11.5.
Yep.
So what you will do is then you put it, you can do this with a tape measure, but since I've got my little gauge here. And by the way, I'm about to rebuild this with some toys I just got out in the garage, so we're going to have one that works a little better than this. So anyway, that's just a little teaser for you guys. That's coming. So your handle will be there, and with your trigger at 11.5, then we're gonna build this. We're gonna ream these grips to get to here. So grab yourself another piece of tape.
Yep.
And what we'll do is we'll put a tape mark on the back there, so you know how far to come down with your reaming. Perfect. Alright, so now it's time to make some dust. So we got the reaming kit over there. Let's try it. Let's do this out here. Let's see what we're doing. I'm not going to let Derek power ream his first one. I'm going to force him to work for 11 here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to ream the rear. Okay. And this actually fits like this with a tenon to the back.
Okay. So
as you ream, you're coming from this end, because these are tapered.
From this end? Okay.
Yep. So they're tapered similar to the blank. So start with the smallest one, although it's probably not going to do much of anything. Nope, a little bit. There you go. You just pull it off, yep. And then second one. So you want to change position in your hand.
Okay.
because if you hold it in the same spot, you are likely to egg it.
Egg it?
Yeah, because you'll be doing in one spot, and it's gonna you're not going to be perfectly
One or
in the
the other.
center of it.
Okay.
So the way to counter that is to change your grip position. So how I would do this is I hold it like this,
Okay.
and then you're going to ream a little bit, and then you're going to change your grip position,
Okay.
like 90 degrees.
Yep.
And do the same thing.
So you're getting a more even.
And that way, when you're off a little bit, you're going to be off about the same. So if you just keep moving yourself around, you're going to stay centered.
Right.
So, and it's twist and push.
Twist and push. Gotcha.
And then reset.
Twist, push, reset.
And you got to hold that handle like you mean it. There you go. Okay, so blow the dust out of there. And then what you would do is you would put it on the blank.
Okay.
And just check and see how far down it goes. So not quite, right? And if you'll notice, you are out of round already.
Oh yeah.
See how easy that was to get out of round?
Yeah, it was.
So what you'll do is, let's go to the next size reamer. Is you're out of round.
Okay.
So you're going to keep an eye on that. And I'll put that inside of my palm there. And purposely work on that side.
To get it more even.
It's starting to even out a little bit. So now you're getting closer. So hold that with the fat side into the palm right there, into the middle of your hand. And then you're going to
work towards it.
Yeah, you're going to work up. There you go. And you're going to keep driving through. There you go. Don't be scared of it. All right, that's probably deep enough. Blow the dust out of it and check it again. Let's see where we're at.
That don't take much at all to.
That's perfect. A little bit of tape, arbor, and that one's done.
Gotcha.
All right, so same procedure on this one, except the arbor is forward on this one. And we're going to this, so we're probably not going to use the third one, except for maybe just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a 1/4 inch diameter hole.
Okay.
That on my table. In the trash box.
Done with that one?
Keep the dust down.
Gotcha.
Stop. Wrong way. Where's the tenon?
The what? That way, right?
Nope. Remember? This is how it goes.
Oh, okay, yeah, so we gotta go.
So this was backwards from the other one.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's the way.
Okay.
And just keep an eye on your centering. And you're going to want to ream that one pretty much all the way up to the end.
Okay.
So take your time, changing your grip. And then check and make sure you're not getting out of round. And if you are, adjust.
Yeah, dude, it don't take much at all to get it.
Well, it's a one part polyurethane foam, which is very dense, but it's very light. So it transmits the vibrations. It's also very easy to ream, which makes it very easy to screw up. To get it out of center is really easy to do. Get back in there and clean that one more time all the way to the grip. There you go. All right, let's test it. And we're coming back to this tape mark. All right, so we're still a little short. So we are going to the third one, but you're not going to want to go far.
Right.
So I would say to about right there should get you close, and then we'll check again. You don't want to overdo it. One of these cameras just quit.
Another day.
It was that one. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna start that camera again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back. A little more?
Yeah.
Because we need to be back here.
Yep. You want this to come up, and it doesn't have to be super snug. We just want it to come up there.
Because we can add a little tape to taper it.
Yep. That thing is irritating the shit out of me. That camera worked perfectly yesterday, all day long.
Is that the one you took on the boat?
Yep. Alright, just a little bit more, you're getting close. We'll clean it up later.
Trying to keep you having a nice workstation.
So I can't have nice things.
I'm exactly the reason.
You are exactly the reason why I can't have nice things. It's all your fault. That's it, homie. You're all set. You can leave it on there. We're going to glue it up next.
That's right.
And I'm going to go get another camera.
Okay. Before we chunk this one's leg.
Okay. Camera change. Camera swap. Whoa. Alright, so now you've got them reamed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that one's coming to here. This one's going to go here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the real seat will go here.
Right.
But first thing we want to do is, we're going to tighten this up a little bit. Okay. So what I would do, this is a switch.
Okay. A little bit of tape.
And that's the right tape. So what you'll do is...
Because I want it on the end, or?
Yeah, so it's a little loose. So, but right there, you're going to want to put 3 or 4 wraps on it. Oh, other side of that mark. There you go. Just do a wrap on it. Let's check it.
Okay.
Make sure it's inside this. There you go. Yep, that's exactly where you want it.
Okay.
And it could take a few more wraps on this one. There you go. You just, the way I do it, I hold the tape in my right hand and spin it with the left hand.
Smarter, not harder.
That's the plan. Alright, that's snug. So now you're going to have to take all that slop out of the...
back end of it?
Yeah, and the reason it's that way is because my reamers are more tapered than this blank.
Okay.
So that's why it got a little sloppy on the end. So one on the back there, and that's probably going to take 10 or 12 wraps. Grab it right here and turn it. There you go. And put a little tension on it, pulling it down tight. Doesn't have to be perfectly lined up, it's just got to be in there tight.
To keep it snug.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to show you a trick. Let's maybe one more.
One more?
But I'll show you how to do this the easy way.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so you're just going to stick it down, press it down, turn it, and you're holding it in your left hand, and then you just
rip.
You don't
that way
want
you're not fighting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're snug. So now it's time for epoxy.
Okay.
Alright, so you need those two. You're going to need a paper plate. You're going to need some popsicle sticks, which I'm about out on the desk.
Time to restock.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
One for pink, one for white, one.
Yep. And you got paper towels up there. You want to pull those down.
Okay.
So what you do is you're going to get about a quarter size
pink, quarter size white, stick them together, mix it till it looks like bubble gum.
Only open one at a time.
Oh.
Get your quarter size of your white.
Okay.
That's plenty.
Okay.
Just put it down. Just leave it there on the stick.
Oh, on the stick?
Yep.
Okay.
And close it. And about the same amount of the pink. Nope, you gotta get more than that.
Oh my goodness.
It's not as easy as I make it look.
So what happens when you're a
There you
professional?
go. Well, just because I make it look easy doesn't mean it is easy. Again, I've done this a few more times than you have.
Just a couple.
So you gotta be cognizant of how sticky your fingers are.
Okay.
If they get sticky, you got to clean them.
Right.
Because anytime you touch,
it's going to leave
a sticky fingerprint, and it'll be there forever.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what.
Alcohol?
Yeah, just spray it, just drop it, wipe your fingers, and just throw the paper towel in the box. Don't try to be sparse with the paper. Yeah, because if you get any residue at all on your fingers and you touch the blank, your left hand is the one that really needs to be the cleanest.
Okay.
It will leave a forever fingerprint.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So we're gonna slide this forward.
Okay.
We're gonna get an eyeball of about where the end of it is, because you need to mix these together so you get rid of the colors. And so what I do is I take the two sticks and scrape them off of each other, so I get one that's pretty clean, and then I will do all the mixing with that one.
Okay.
Reminds me of a story about a monkey and a football.
You know, one day, I hope to be able to be semi as good as you are. Okay.
All right. So
What he doesn't tell you guys is he's a professional. Okay.
I don't know about professional, but I do get paid, so I guess that is the
good point.
That's the definition of a professional.
I have his autograph, so you know he's kind of a big deal, guys.
Yeah, I'm a big deal in this block.
All right, so we want our bubble gum.
All right, so you got bubble gum mixed up pretty good now. Not too much at a time. Take your time. There you go. Now you're just going to start at the front of this, and you're going to scrape it. Put this hand here.
And scrape it back.
Yep. And then turn and scrape. I'll pull this a little closer. Now, what you want to do is you want it heavier in between.
Okay.
So grab you some more.
Okay.
So you want to kind of brush it so that it's even from arbor to arbor.
Okay.
So you get the same amount. All right, that's good. You got your arbors coated well. Yeah, get the front of this arbor a little bit right there. There we go. All right, put that back down in there. Now, clean hand is here.
Yep.
And then you're going to spin that slowly.
So make sure it fills in all the little crevices and
just keep spinning it and get it flush with the end. Okay, and then grab your square paper. You can peel it off with that first to start with. And then grab your square paper towel over there and just hold it and wipe it dry first to start with. Try to get all of that excess out from the inside of the blank, because we're probably not going to balance on this go round.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Pretty clean?
Yeah.
All right, so get another clean. Not on the table, in the box.
Yep.
Which is why I wouldn't let Nathan in my rod shop when he built his first one.
Just setting it out there?
Yep, well, I knew it was going to happen. You only really need a drop, because
Okay.
it's going to get a little too heavy. So now you need to clean up this side of it.
The front side of it?
Yep. All right, and I'm going to show you a trick.
Okay.
So, when you take your paper towel, you always want a clean spot on the paper towel as you turn the blank. So, this way you're always picking up on you're not smearing.
Okay, yep.
So if you turn and pull the paper towel to you,
it's doing the work for you.
You're not smearing this you picked up previously, and now it's clean.
Guys, we'll do autograph signings this weekend.
Okay. All right, so now we got to figure out where you're going with this one. So we're going to go to about right here. So I'm just going to line it up here just for reference.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna epoxy from here to just in front of that tape.
Okay. So this one obviously a little bit more.
Not really, because
No?
you're pretty snug and you really don't even need an arbor. So you're just gonna have that little bit of film of epoxy
Okay.
in between.
Okay. Is there a certain way, left, right, left, comfortability, just whatever?
No, just make sure you get an even coat and you don't get too much.
This reminds me of a soup salad sandwich. You ever had one of those?
No.
They're messy.
All right, so you got a pretty good coat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now you're going to spin. Left hand's clean. Nope. So put that hand down here.
Okay. Yep.
And hit this right there. And just turn and pull. And if you're going to stand, we'll get you up a little higher. Alright, before you get to the tape, we're going to peel some of that off. Alright, remember how we did? I folded it.
Yep. Yep. You got a square, nice little square edge.
And then you're going to start with it close. There you go. And pull as you turn. Turn the other way. Turn the other way. Now pull the tape. Pull the
Towards me?
to it. Yeah, pull it toward you. Pull it. We got tons of paper towels.
Do you want to try and reuse it?
Yeah, trash it.
Trash it.
No, we don't reuse it. Right?
Understood.
So what's going on with that fucking thing again? Might be the SD card. It's not hot though.
Just being a butt.
It is being one of those for sure.
We just want to go to the tape.
Yeah, just to the tape. Okay. Now you got a little bit of epoxy up here.
Okay.
So get your, just one drop.
Just one little drop.
That's all you're going to need. And same thing. Pull it to you as the same speed as you're turning, because you want clean paper towel touching the blank.
No dirty.
And don't back up.
Oh.
Throw it away. That's why I cut 100 squares at a time.
That's right.
Alright, so now you need to clean this in. So the first thing to do would be, first thing I would do is I'm going to put a little tape on the front now that you have this clean.
To mark it.
Yeah, because once you pull this tape to clean this, you're going to lose that reference point.
Gotcha.
So now we know where it needs to stay.
Gotcha.
And we can pull this off later. Or not. Now peel this tape off. Peel the tape off.
Yep.
It'll get most of the... that hand stays
Yep,
clean.
Yep. Sorry.
And just flick it. That's why there's a big box down there.
Can't miss it. And if you do, just...
And you're going to pull from this edge. So it goes, there you go. Alright, I'm going to help you clean that up because your epoxy's about to set on you. And it just takes practice is all it is. I just fold it and then it's the same speed. So
Right.
I've got I'm holding it with my thumb.
Yeah.
But I got my finger underneath it to support it.
So it lets you just...
Yeah, so I'll just take it like this and I'll just turn it.
Okay. Yeah. Easy
And
money.
it's clean. But you need to be able to support that paper towel. So this
And you're not
this
fighting
is
it.
this is the technique here is you're actually pinching it here, but you're supporting there.
Right, so you can roll and you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it. Gotcha.
And so you're just getting all of that off of there. Alright, so now we'll give this a few minutes.
Ooh, boy, that epoxy not cut, boy.
Yeah.
It don't feel good. Little sting for you. Or I could just be a baby.
You could just be a baby. Yeah, this is definitely tip heavy, so we're going to have to balance.
Okay.
But we'll give this 5 minutes
Let it set.
and let it sit, and then so it won't move on us.
Right.
And then we'll arbor up the real seat.
Gotcha.
And then we'll mix up a fresh batch of this because
Yep.
this is done.
Yep.
And we'll clean up the mess you made on my bench. There you go. Now I got epoxy on me because you haven't learned to throw those towels away. So that towel had epoxy in it.
I'm not saving it. Got it.
Do not save paper towels.
Do not save paper towels.
Alright. We'll be back in a second. You guys hang tight for about a millisecond because then we'll be right back. After
You know how that works.
We'll be right back after.
Message from our sponsors.
Okay, we're back. We had about, I don't know, 20-minute break with some breakfast involved. The boss cooked us breakfast. It's good timing. We opened the door.
It was great. There she was, yeah.
So anyway, now it's time to get your reel seat mounted.
Okay. Which is...
That's your reel seat.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and slide it on. Get it close to position.
Okay.
Now it will, those grips are still a little, they will still move a little bit, so you gotta be careful.
A little bit of pressure on them.
Yeah, just keep them from moving. You see you got this much slop in the front.
Now do I need to look to see where my arrow is?
Well, eventually we will, but we don't need to do that yet.
Okay, that's later.
That's when we put the glue on, we're gonna look for exactly where you want that trigger to mount. Yeah, it's for the trigger to mount. Okay, so now we're going to cover up this mark, and these still will move a little bit, so let's go ahead and put another piece of tape back here just to mark it. Oh, let's use this one. That's good. There you go. Remember to push with your thumb and it tears off one-handed.
Yep, yep.
Alright, so what I would do now is I would put a piece of tape out in front. That way you know you have a reference point. You just need to do one. Keep the sticky off the left hand, brother.
I think it was on that
this the grip?
Piece. Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just looking for something as a reference point.
Just reference point.
Yep. So you need to learn this part. So you're gonna left hand spin it.
Left hand spin.
Right hand control the tape. Tear.
Tear. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. You're trying to do it backwards, but I know you are. So. I guess I shouldn't say that because the demographic is changing on the Rod Shop channel.
Is it really?
We're picking up actually a lot of international viewers now, and a lot of you millennials in the 25 to 34-year-old range. So, all right. So now you need to build an arbor in here, and probably one here, and then one intermediate. So what I do is I start building the first one and get it built to size first.
Okay, so this is the one we're using the tape to fill it in, so this doesn't move.
Well, no. So what the only reason you build an arbor is to get it centered.
Okay.
On the blank. Now the epoxy is going to take care of everything else.
Right.
The arbors only really matter until the epoxy sets.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay, so we're going to back up in here about a quarter inch. Spin with the left hand.
Spin with the left hand.
Just hold the tape with the right.
And we want to build it up?
Yep. Keep going about probably, I would say 10 turns and then break it off. Go ahead and make sure you keep some tension on that tape so it goes down tight. Keep going. You got probably a few more. You're going to need a few more than that. Okay, now break it off. There you go.
Ooh, son. Y'all saw that, right? I done good.
And then figure out how much wobble you got. You still got some wobble, so
a couple more reps.
Keep going. A little snug, so pull about a wrap off of it. And then I'll just stick it to something because you may need it. All right. So that's about what you want. Get just a little bit of wobble there. That's fine. Not too bad because you're going to have that epoxy fill
to fill in. Yep.
So slide it forward again.
Okay. And
build you one here in the back.
Now this one's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more, not a whole lot. And if you hold this tape like this, you can keep the tension.
And it'll still...
And you can, and then when you're ready to break it, you just fold it.
Okay. Look at that. Tricks of the trade.
Alright, so you want to be about the same. It's probably going to be a little much. There you go. That's good. Now pull it back off and you're going to build one in the middle. And the middle one is just to keep the epoxy forced into the different compartments.
Okay.
So build one in the middle, and it doesn't have to be dead on, but you want it close.
About the same?
About the same height. About the same number of turns. There you go. That's probably good. There you go. Alright, so now I would pull this one off.
Okay.
Because it'll be in the way a little bit. And it's time to mix up some more epoxy. So popsicle sticks, plate.
And this is about a quarter as well?
It's about the same size. Yeah,
Okay.
We mixed up enough last time.
We just weren't quick enough with it?
We could have done the whole thing.
A little more, maybe?
A little bit more.
Goodness.
And just leave it sit there. Lid. Don't mix them yet, because what we will do, let me grab those weights I dug out a little while ago, and we're going to do the balancing while we're doing everything else.
Okay. I feel like the white's a little more solid, or has a little more density to it than the...
So that's the
because it's easier to just...
The pink is the actual hardener.
Okay, okay.
The white is the resin.
Gotcha, okay.
Alright, so what we want to do now is we're going to just see how... I mean, that balances fairly well, but I think it's a little tip heavy, so you can be the judge of that. Not a lot tip heavy, but...
you can tell.
You can tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
So how I will test is I will just grab a piece of tape. That made a little bit of difference.
So you just got... Are they all the same size weight?
Yeah, these are all 3/16. So we're looking at 9/16 total here.
Okay. Now, can that be swapped for just one?
Yeah, except you wind up with a diameter being too large to get in there. That makes a difference.
Oh my goodness.
And yes, so it's 9/16 of an ounce heavier if you weigh it like this, which matters to no one.
Right, because you're doing this all day. You're not just sitting there.
Because what matters is how heavy it feels right there.
Gotcha, yep.
Right?
Yep.
And you've experienced super light
in 100%.
your hand. Even though this feels pretty heavy like that.
Right.
It feels much heavier like that than it does in your hand.
Right.
Because you can take a pound weight and you can hold it in your hand like this all day long.
Right.
But if you put it out here on a stick, you can't hold it but a few minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
and to everybody watching, Lee showed me a couple of his rods, some older rods that were store-bought versus some of the ones he's made, and you can absolutely feel like, okay, yeah, not bad, but when you start casting with it, you could tell over a long period of time your arm is going to get absolutely just tired. I could throw this all day long.
The forearms
100%.
What bothers me. So,
yeah.
All right, so we're going to add all three of those weights, and we're going to do that after we set the reel seat.
Okay.
And then one other thing we're going to do is we are going to build a tape ball
to stop,
just to get everything to stay at the very butt of the rod until, for the first few minutes, until it sets up. The other thing you want to do is let's go ahead and check the fit See, this is going to be a little loose. This is actually built for a much larger rod.
I'll just add some tape onto it.
Now, we can either go with a smaller butt cap, or do you like that large one?
Oh, I'm down for whatever, man.
Okay.
We can go smaller if it makes it a little more snug.
Well, what we'll do is we'll build it, but
Right.
we'll just go ahead and put a smaller one on real quick.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Is there one right there close to the front? Oh, look at you go.
So that's a really small profile one.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Actually,
You like it?
yeah, it's kind of sleek.
It is very sleek. And that's still moving just a little bit. Hasn't completely set.
Now, how long does it approximately take for this resin and stuff to set up fully before you?
If I'm concerned about it moving around, I'm gonna let it sit overnight.
Right.
I mean, it's a 15-minute. It's actually, they call it the 10-minute, but it's not 10. And it's cooler today. It's cooler in the rocks
Right.
up in here. We're in the low 70s in the shop. And again, it just takes over time. In 2 hours, you probably couldn't rip it off if you tried. But
Right.
a lot of times, I'm batching stuff, so I'll do all of my handles and then I'll stack them just like
And
that.
let them set.
And just let them set, because they're only going to get harder over time. What have I got stuff on me?
Yeah, something.
Happens. Okay. So now we're going to use, and that camera is about
To go. We're about to recycle 2 cameras. Donate them.
It's got to be that SD card version. These are, they don't even make these anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Hank Williams dinosaur play?
No, they just stopped making them a couple years ago, but they were the most reliable. They came out with the 9s and the 10s, and the 8s were still more reliable.
Than the 9s.
And now they got the 11s, and
Yeah.
I'm not really put in $2,000 worth of cameras again.
If it's gonna not work 100% for you.
All right, so we got a tape ball that's ready to go in, and that'll be. So we'll do weights and tape.
Now the tape goes in first, correct?
Yep, we'll push the tape in first. But what we'll do is we'll get the real seat mounted first,
Okay.
and then we'll work on this.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and mix your epoxy. I'm going to pull this loose out of the way here. And I have sticky on my hands now.
Sometimes I feel like we're in like a mad scientist.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. Something from the lab.
That's right.
Now, how I do these typically is I will start on the front
And work your way back.
and carry it back.
I have seen you do that.
And you want a little bit of epoxy out in front of this first arbor, and that's why I start. I'll go around. So you put your left hand over here, right hand, and just kind of throw it up on top there and spin it. Go ahead and coat this front one first.
Okay.
All the way around.
All the way around.
Yep. You get some epoxy out in front of it here.
A little bit out. Oh,
Yeah,
out
you,
on
yeah,
the blank?
just
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
And that's probably all the epoxy you're going to need.
For the whole thing.
Yeah, gonna be close.
Is that enough in front, or maybe a little
Yeah, that's
more?
enough in the front.
So the biggest thing we're worried is about just filling in these gaps so we don't have any vibration.
Well, you want the vibration to come through from the line to the blank into the palm of your hand.
Okay, gotcha,
Right,
gotcha.
So one other thing I'm going to do real quick.
Yep.
I'm going to save us a little bit of cleanup on these epoxy grips by just throwing a little bit of tape here that will peel off.
It doesn't have to be perfect, just something to help keep the epoxy off the grip.
Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll get it mostly cleaned up, and then you'll grab this and just peel, and yep. So all right.
All right.
So a little bit of epoxy in here,
Okay.
and then you can start pulling it back. And actually, you're going to need some more up front here.
Okay.
But most of that back,
You want epoxy all right here?
yeah, most of that is going to get filled by the excess that you're pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do have a bit of a cavity here you got to fill.
Okay.
All right, so get some more out on the front here. not so much further, just more on this edge.
On this edge?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So now it's time to start pulling it. Nope.
Oh.
Right hand, left hand stays here.
Yep.
Put that underneath so you can see what you're doing. Now you're turning. Spin faster because you want
to fill all the.
Yep. Now as you get close,
that needs to go.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
We just want to make sure. All right, we had exactly the right amount of epoxy. Let's turn it and see. We had no spillover, which is good. And then now you want to turn the trigger and align it with
my mark.
Yep. Now it won't move while we're doing the rest of this. Okay, the next thing you need to do is stuff a little bit of epoxy. You want to put it on a blank here and then slide it up in the crack there.
Gotcha.
Turn.
Yep.
Stop working over the top. You're gonna wind up messing something up. And
if I work over the top.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Try to keep it off the threads, although we will clean it. You just want to pack that crack. Because that'll give us some issues when we go to do the thread finish later. Alright, now get your squares. And this is where it's real important that you pull as fast or faster than you turn. Pull. No, don't turn fast.
Pull fast, turn slow.
Exactly, because you want clean
pull fast,
paper towel hitting the blank. Because what you're doing, you just smeared it.
Gotcha. Pull fast, turn slow.
Yep. Alright, grab another one. You're getting really close there. There you go. It's clean. Now just check your threads.
A little bit.
Throw that tap.
Yep.
Don't save the squares.
Yep, don't save squares.
We have plenty of squares to spare. I don't know if you remember that Seinfeld episode.
Man, I haven't seen Seinfeld in so long.
It's on Netflix now.
It is, isn't it?
Yep. Amy's a huge fan. She watches it all the time.
Of Seinfeld? Well, they just don't make good shows like that anymore.
They do not. Alright, so now we're going to get ready to, while we still have some epoxy time left, so put a little bit of epoxy in the end. I'll slide you down here a little bit. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Epoxy first.
Oh, epoxy first.
Just a little bit on the inside of the blank. That's plenty. Alright, that's good enough. Just leave it.
Okay.
Push your tape ball in. Alright. Do not touch anything with that hand. A little bit of epoxy.
Oh.
Now you just put epoxy all over my table.
Yeah, I am.
You're supposed to put a little bit of epoxy here and then stuff it through it.
Oh, that would make it easier.
Yep. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Alright. Now stuff it in there. Do not touch the blank with that right hand.
A little more epoxy in another one.
And a little bit of, just a little bit. You don't need much. You know, you could use this. You're not now, but you got the epoxy over your fingers.
Once upon a time, I could have.
You could have.
It'll be all right. We'll make it work.
Okay, last one. Now, you need to put just a little bit of epoxy, just
on the back end of it?
No, on the foam here.
Okay.
Just a little bit. All you got to do is just put enough on it so it's shiny. So just turn it. There you go. too much, but it'll be all right. Now take this, left hand only. Just a little bit. No. Stop.
Okay.
Hold this in your left hand.
Yep.
Grab that mess over there.
Throw it away.
Now put a little bit of epoxy in here.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then I'll put it on because you have made a horrendous mess. This is exactly why I didn't let Nathan in my rod shop for his first one. We should have built his out there because he's destroying my rod shop. All right, I'll put it on for you.
10-4.
Because you got epoxy everywhere.
So a little less going around it then, obviously.
Yeah. Because what you've done, you put more on the inside, but we're scraping all that off and pushing it this way. And I'm trying to spread it because it's going to squeeze out like that. And since your hands are destroyed, I'll clean it up for you. Just like my child, I suppose. So
somebody's got to do it.
More pull,
Less
turn.
Right.
And now I will flip it and save this one. Only because I'm very neat about it. More pull.
Less turn.
See how it's picking up every bit of it?
And you're using a clean.
It's always clean. Paper towel.
Trying to clean.
And for future reference, Dawn dishwashing liquid is about the only way to get all that sticky off your hands.
Is it?
Yep. It's been my experience anyway. It's the best. Actually, we got that Goo Gone that'll work too.
Oh yeah, Goo Gone.
Okay. One quick wipe and this will be ready to stand in the corner and wait until we're ready to start guide layout and testing. So while you're cleaning yourself up, I'm just going to pick all this extra off. Just make sure we don't have any extra glue anywhere.
Now, are there any tips, tricks that would make it a little bit easier? Because I think
if you weren't messy, it would be a lot easier.
Right,
honestly.
exactly.
I mean,
I think it's because I'm kind of nervous. I'm just trying to make him proud.
You are nervous. Well, the other thing is don't use 10-minute epoxy to start with because then you're not in a rush.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I have any. Yeah, I do have some standard set Pro Paste up there. Because with all of the practice that I have had, I will have done all of this in one shot in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I know I'm looking at over 1,000 of these done already. So
that's wild. Yeah, first time he did it, I'm sitting here watching him, and I'm like, "How did you do that?" Of course, he makes it look easy, and you're like, "All right, cool, yeah." And then you start doing it, and you're like, "This is not easy." Well, it's not. It's not easy. It's just I want to be nice.
There is a system to it.
Right.
And once you get your own system, now this is my system. This is not the system.
Right.
This is mine. It's the one I've come up with.
Right. Works best for you.
Yeah, and I'm teaching all of y'all how I do it. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best way to do it, but it gives you an idea because everybody will come up with their own procedure, their own system. You know, it's just like, when I'm working with you and Tony in the boat, here's how I do it. But I tell you that you're going to have to come up with your own, but here's what I have included into mine. And all of these steps have to be done.
Right.
How you accomplish them is completely on you.
Gotcha.
So the last thing we'll do before we walk away is just make sure that your trigger seat did not move. Your trigger is still on your mark. It looks pretty good to me. I don't think it moved. I don't think it moved at all. Just check it, and that's it.
That's a wrap.
So that is the messy, hard way to do a handle. I have him. He got so much epoxy on my table here that I've now got epoxy all over my hands. So anyway, had a good time doing it. Next time we're going to be doing guide layout and then static load testing and maybe even wrapping a few guides. So
let's do it.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Part 2, I guess, of Derek's first rod build is a wrap. So, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys.